it says in Colossians chapter 3, verse 2. It says, "Let heaven fill your thoughts. Do not think only about things down here on earth." Listen, this is really easy to get stuck in. It's like a record. Some of you don't even know what that is. You remember the records from way back? You remember you had to have a needle that was in a groove? That's the way we get oftentimes. It's like a thought that's in a groove and we can't get out of the groove. We can't get out of that. If you want to be able to conquer your thoughts, you have to start thinking more about Jesus. You need to think more about others. You need to think more about eternity, heaven, and what we're going to be doing there. There was a pastor who visited an elderly church member. And he told her, he said, "You need to be thinking more about the hereafter. Stop thinking about the here and now. Think about the hereafter." She said, "Pastor," she said, "I think about the hereafter everywhere I go. I think about it when I'm in the kitchen. I think about it when I'm in the living room. I think about it when I'm in the basement. I think about it when I go to the store." She said, "Wherever I go, I always ask myself, what am I hereafter?" The problem with all of us is we have short-term thinking. Every one of us. We have short-term thinking. We can't see past our nose. We only see what's happening now, here and now. And God says, "I want you to think about the hereafter." That's how you conquer your thoughts. You think about the right things, like Jesus, like other people, like heaven. What's going to happen there? That's where we're going to spend eternity. Amen. Think about that stuff. Philippians chapter 4, verse 8, Paul says, "Here are some things I want you to think about. Think about things that are true, honest, right, clean, and pure. Things that are lovely and things that are good to talk about. If they are good and if they bring praise to God, think about these things." Circle that phrase, think about, think about, think about. That's what Paul said 3 times in that passage. These are the things you need to think about. See, if you're having a hard time trying to conquer your thoughts, I have some good news for you. Look up here. I've got some great news for you this morning. If you're struggling with trying to conquer your thoughts, God can help you with that. He really can. And I want to illustrate how God does that for you. So today I brought some sunglasses. And how many of you wear sunglasses? Sure, we all do, and hopefully you do, because we know that outside when we get out in the sun, the sun has got all these harmful UV rays that, shine on us. And sunglasses, if they're good sunglasses, they're going to protect you from the UV rays from the sun. That's why we wear them. So sunglasses not only are good for protection, but they also kind of help you see better. So if you're driving down the road and you've got your sunglasses on, it keeps the glare from getting in your eyes. You're able to see more clearly, right? So you don't have that glare coming off somebody's windshield or off your own hood or whatever. So it's protecting your eyes from the UV, and it's also helping you to see more clearly. And not only that, but they just look good. They just look good. So it's good to wear sunglasses. Now, what does that have to do with God? Well, God's kind of like these sunglasses, folks. He really is. You see, we use these sunglasses to protect us from the harmful things on the outside that we look at. The glare, the sun, the UV rays. It's good to wear sunglasses. But listen, your eyes see more than just those rays and the glares and things of that nature. Your eyes see all kinds of terrible things. Your eyes take into your mind things that hurt your thoughts. You're sitting there watching some television program, and all of a sudden something terrible happens on TV, and now your mind is affected by what you just saw. How many have ever had that happen? You know, you're watching some horror movie at night. You know you shouldn't be watching it. You're getting ready to go to bed, and all of a sudden something just gets you like, ah. And you just like, I don't want to go to sleep. I don't want to go to bed. I don't want to be here in the dark. You go around, click on all the lights. Why? Because it's messed with your mind. It has messed with your head. You're reading some novel. You're reading some book. You're reading just words off of a page. But your eyes pick up the story from that book, and what happens? It's translated into thoughts. And now all of a sudden, whatever's in that book has now contaminated your mind. Listen, just like these sunglasses protect us from the UV rays and help us to see clearly and just look good, God protects us on the inside. God, just like these sunglasses protecting us on the outside, He protects us on the inside, and He helps our mind stay clear, protected from the things our eyes take in. Does that make sense? That's why we need God's help. That's why we can never conquer our thoughts on our own. That's why we need Jesus Christ. Psalm chapter 51 and verse 10 says this, "Create in me a clean heart, O God, fill with clean thoughts and right desires." That's never going to happen through our own effort. Well, I can try to keep out all the bad stuff. Yeah, sure. I can turn off all the TVs and all the internet. But that's not going to protect me, because I could just be driving down the road someplace and see something and bam, there it is. And now my mind's been contaminated. God's the only one that can give you a clean heart filled, what does He say? With clean thoughts. That's why we need His Son, Jesus Christ. That's why we need to put our faith in Him, because He is able to transplant into us a brand new heart with good thoughts. Does that make sense?